The most successful players in this game are here from the very start of the raid to the very end. I went into a raid with nothing but an M16 and a tier 2 body armor and came out with a GPU, a Saga drum mag, a bag full of attachments, and an extra gun. What's up everyone, it's KK and welcome to the ultimate guide on how to play solo in Ghosts of Tabor. Okay, so anyone who's watched my videos before, you would know that usually I'm fully kitted in all my raids, and I'm going to tell you today that it is not hard to do, you just have to understand how to do it. Now the wipe has just started, I'm already level 22, my trader is about level 3. You can see that I'm already kitted into the game, but I'm going to show you how I got here in the first place. It's only about a week into the wipe, and I really want to help those naked players that rush GPUs and rush purple cards understand how to get to the top without thinking that, you know, these purple cards and GPUs are the holy grail. So to start off this guide, the first thing I'm going to do is put all of this kitted gear away, because I'm going to go into a raid and I am going to use basic gear, some T1 gear, just something very light, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to play solo and how to make sure you come out the raid alive, because there's a lot of people that have a false, idea of how the game is supposed to be played, and I'm going to tell you here exactly how you should be playing the game. Now, before you go out into any raid in Tabor, I want you to understand something first: your backpack. Now, your backpack should always have a minimum of 2 NRSs, a can of tangerines or whatever food and water of your choice is, a bandage, and some extra magazines, unless they're not on your vest already. Now, the kit that I'm going to be running today is an M16, nothing else, no iron sights, nothing, just an M16 and some Stanag mags. I have some tier 1 armor, and I've got, or tier 2, I guess you can say, I'm not sure, tier 1 helmet. And that's all I'm going to be using to run this island raid, and I want to show you exactly how to properly play it. Now, before you go into your raids, I want you to understand that your goal in playing this game is not to necessarily make as much money as you can. You have to focus on your traders and your missions. Right now, I'm currently working on Yuri. It's actually not even level 3 yet. I don't even have AP, so this is a better example for you guys that don't even have AP yet, Right now, my Minty is level 3, my Spectre is level 3, this is the first week of the wipe, I'm just grinding out these right now. But this is what you need to focus on. Now, there is definitely a lot of ways to power grind your traders, but that's not what this video is for. This video is just to help you play solo, but you have to understand that you need to pay attention to these traders, because if you don't, you are running your raids for no reason. You are wasting your time. You need to make sure that you are getting these tasks completed so you can come out the raid with some sense of progress. Even if you die, you need to make sure you're getting one of these quests done throughout the raid. So this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go into Island, I'm going to play this raid, I'm going to break down step by step how you should be playing in the raid. Now, understand everybody's playstyle is completely different. There's a lot of ways to play the game, but one thing I want you to understand first: Ghosts of Tabor is not Call of Duty. I'm going to repeat that again. Ghosts of Tabor is not Call of Duty. Ghosts of Tabor is an extraction shooter. The goal of this game is to get in and safely extract out of the raid. Now, players complain about, oh, you're camping here, or he's camping tree campers. Oh my gosh, there is no such thing as camping in an extraction shooter. You can only hold a position. You are literally on a 45-minute timer in the raid. You will have to move at some point, but do not get confused with camping and holding a position. Okay, you need to calm down. Camping and holding a position. Okay, so I loaded into a raid here. I'm in prison, and the first thing I'm doing here is I'm sitting in a tree, and I'm scouting out my area to make sure it's clear before I loot. I'm not going to rush the GPU, I'm not going to rush the orange card, I'm going to listen and look around. Now, this is key. You never want to run out in the open, ever, if you do not know that your area is secure. So the first thing we're gonna do is wait here until we find a target and we know the area is clear. Okay, there's a team of 2 right here inside of this cell. We got 2 players over here in the cells and they're looting up, both naked. That's 1 down. I'm gonna reposition now. You do not want to be in the same position you just shot in. I'm gonna look around here. All right, I'm gonna come back into my position now. This game is all about patience, okay? It's all about patience. Whoever's more patient wins every single time. And quote that, stamp that somewhere, write it down. Whoever is more patient wins. I'm taking damage here. I'm gonna use my NRS. If he pushes me, I could die here. I did drop my gun. And he's not pushing me. I'm also bleeding. So I gotta be smart. Now this is a bad player. He's right here in the corner of the wall. Now I'm gonna have to challenge this fight here. I know he's in this cell. And as I said, patience wins. Now the best thing you can do is probably hold an angle and wait for him to come out. Now I'm down to no NRSs, right? So I have to play this very, very carefully. Now he's down, and that's both of them. Hold the angle and you wait for them to be impatient, and that's exactly what happened right here. He got impatient and decided to jump out. Okay, 2 clicks there. Go ahead and switch my mag out just because. And let's see if these kids had anything that's useful to me. Now, of course, this wasn't obviously the best case scenario of a fight playing out, but that's just how the game is, It's never gonna go exactly how you think it is. Now, these kids, of course, were both naked and didn't have much for me, and I did spend 2 NRSs on them, so I have to play this now very carefully. But that is 2 kills down. Those are 2 players you don't have to worry about and 2 kills that go towards your trader progress, which is what we're really here for. So now we have the luxury of going up here uncontested and checking for orange card and checking for GPU. Alright, we're up here. There is no purple card, no GPU. Do not neglect the loot. One thing also, these file cabinets can be opened. A lot of people seem to not open these thinking maybe they can't be opened or so, or they just look like a default, asset in the game. But no, they can be opened, okay? So watch out for those. But now that I am clear with prison, I'm going to go ahead and rotate over to the next area. Another M16 here. I'm gonna go ahead and take the mag out of it. Extra ammo is always a plus when you're in a raid. Now we're gonna go head over towards labs and we're gonna get into another strategic position that's gonna allow us to hold down the area and just kind of scout out until we get comfortable there. Now one thing you really want to pay attention to is the path you're taking as you're moving on to your next position, and you also want to have the next position in your mind already as you're heading there. So right now for me, I'm going to be heading down to this tree below from labs. I know this tree is really nice to look out on the area and I can secure the location pretty nicely. It's always best to peek your areas. Never move too much out in the open without looking around and seeing what's out there first, you know? Especially at a lower level, you do not have a range. You cannot kill people, you know, that are sitting over on lab's roof. You're not gonna be able to kill people that are, you know, on this sniper hill right here. So you have to be very, very smart with how you move and position yourself. If you've seen a lot of my videos, you know I stay in this tree a lot. And you should pay attention to trees like this, areas like this. There's a lot of places in the map where you can sit and watch a general area, and you can get some people that will walk by and they're just free kills. So take advantage of trees or anywhere that gives you a vantage point over a whole area, and always sit there before you make a significant move. My food and water is low, and now is the time when we have to eat. Because understand that you cannot sit in these raids and, you know, have a successful run if you do not have any food in your system. You're not going to last a full raid. You're going to be struggling to get out, and you're probably going to die from, you know, food, thirst, or hunger, and it's not going to be good for you. So make sure you always have that can of food. Now I can probably sit in here for another 15 minutes or so. I'm going to go ahead and take this ladder. Now I only take this ladder late game. Do not take this ladder at all early game, because players will catch you here all the time, okay? Never, ever, ever. Now there is a scab next to me making so many footsteps. Let's try to get him, take him out quickly. Oop. Dodge some shots. Take him out. We'll go ahead and close the door behind us. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, we took a little bit of damage there, and we're really low. We're also really low on food and water also. So those are things we're going to have to be looking for as we loot. Got some food here. We need to work around and get some water now. But as we're here, we're going to make sure we loot up as much as we can, because now we are free. Check the bottom side here. Check these lockers. Pretty nice come up right here. Now we want to go out here and not aggro this scab. Oh, and we aggroed him. Nice. I'm gonna run out of his way. Boop, boop, boop. I was going to hit the stairs there, but now I'm going to go first floor, just so I can avoid this scav because I do have low health. Alright, first thing we're going to look for here, food and water. Now, most players do not properly loot labs. And let me tell you how to properly loot, okay? Floor to floor, the most important rooms in this game are rooms that have file cabinets in it. Now, file cabinets are some of the best loot in the game, and you can actually find purple cards in there. You can find GPUs. I just found a free saga just sitting here, and it's insane that people will come through these areas and not even loot. Alright, found a little bit of water to sip on. Something you really got to get used to as being a solo player if you don't have a lot of resources is using all the food and water you can possibly get. My stomach is growling a little bit now. I'll take one eat of that. Now my water is a little lower also. But I'm going to save this just in case I find some more water. Empty water. More food. A laser. I'm going to go ahead and substitute this M16 for this saga because it does have a drum mag and that's really, really good. Alright, now I'm hearing a scab somewhere. Go ahead and take him out. And we keep pushing on. Alright, we still need food and water. Second most important room here inside of labs are rooms with the file cabinets. These file cabinets are godlike. You need to make sure you are looting them even when there is nothing crazy. And look at that SMG suppressor. That is big money right there. Very big money. Now we still need some water. Now at this point in the raid, I'm moving pretty freely right now, you know? And even looking across here, labs hasn't even been looted. And that's just how you know that players in this game are not looting. You need to be looting in this game because the things you will find will surprise you, I promise you. There is more to this game than just purple cards and GPUs, I promise you. Ooh, another laser, that is nice. This backpack is already selling for a lot of money right off the rip here. Now we're gonna run out of thirst very, very soon, so we need to find some water. If we find some water, we are set. Make sure you check these file cabinets too. Water, perfect. Boom, boom, boom. Drink the full bottle of water, and then we eat these chocolate bars that we got. Or little granola chocolate protein bars, whatever you want to call them. I'll eat one for now to conserve some water, and we'll go ahead and move on. Now I just bought myself some time to freely loot up all of labs, so we're gonna go ahead and run through the whole building. Alright, some more food. More attachments. Did somebody already loot this room? Nope. I did see a kid that was hanging on the lab's roof, but he did not loot this room. File cabinets again. Make sure you always check the file cabinets. A lot of attachments here. This is nice. See, these attachments are going to save you so much money. Save all the attachments you find off the rip, man. I'm telling you, attachments in the long run are going to save you so much money. Okay, we're going to go ahead and make our way to the next floor here. Make sure you're checking these windows because players will come down Radio Hill, but as of now, I know we're kind of late into the raid and there's not much players here. I'll tell you one thing about the map island. When you start coming down into this, 10-minute, last couple minutes, 15 minutes of the raid, you're gonna be pretty much there by yourself a majority of the time. So you have a lot of free time to loot. Don't think that you have to go and loot early game. You have to, rush these areas and be the first one to get the loot, because that's not how it works. The most successful players in this game are here from the very start of the raid to the very end. You use all the time you have to make sure you can get everything out of the raid necessary. Alright, this kid had a laser in his backpack. Nice. Lasers are very, very nice, in my opinion. They also sell for a lot of money. Come back to this first floor here, see if there's anything here. We're gonna make our way over to radio after this, and we're gonna take beach extract after we go ahead and hit radio. Now we do have 6 minutes, so we have to be very quick about this. Okay, we're gonna pull up on radio here, and we do have beach extract. We are sitting at 5 minutes left on the raid timer, so we are going to rush through here, and it looks like it hasn't really been touched. Make sure you go in this exact route that I'm taking and just wipe through if it is late game and there's nobody here. Just check everything. Make sure you're checking these drawers. Boom, go around, check these ones. Okay. Now I'm mainly looking for attachments because attachments sell for the most money, and they're definitely they have the best use case also in the future. So you kind of have a decision between whether you want to sell them or keep them. If you see here, I'm checking every single drawer. Do you notice how these drawers are all unlooted? That's the problem with the current player base, is players will come into these raids, rush purple card, rush orange card, and leave everything else behind. And if you're a smart player, you'll realize that, and you can use it to your advantage and come out with fat bags like this. This bag itself is probably already around 20k or more. As you can see, this is the only floor that's looted, and they didn't even take everything. Look at that. Red dot just sitting here. A lot of money. Pistol suppressor just sitting here, a lot of money. The only thing the players did when they came in this building is look for the purple card and look for the GPU up top. That's all they do every single time. And if you knew how easy it was to come back to these areas and completely loot it up, it would save you a lot. Alright, let's go in here. And there's a GPU. Look at that. You be patient throughout the raid and you get a GPU. L85, extra gun to take out. And we're very hungry. We have 3 minutes on the raid timer, and we should be able to make it out perfectly to the extract. But here we are at the extract with probably a minute or so left, and we have amazing loot, and it's all because we're being patient. We didn't rush when we didn't need to. We didn't do anything unnecessarily. We hid in our trees, and we watched our areas and made sure everything was clear. Okay, now I'm back from the raid here, half health. It's looking bad. I'm hungry, and I want to kind of go over exactly how that raid went. Now I want you to understand, the way I held position in those trees were specifically my preference. You can hold positions anywhere. You could have held a position inside of one of the cells. You could have held a position inside prison. You could have held a position inside of labs. The main thing that I want people to understand is, first, do not loot unless the area is clear. Do not loot unless the area is clear. I don't care if you spawned at Lighthouse and there's tents right in front of you. Do not loot that campsite area where the tents are before you sit in a tree and scope it out first. Players will spawn in areas that you would never expect, so you need to off-rip always watch your areas. But other than that, it's all about being patient. You go into these games, you do not rush kills, you don't rush shots unless you are overly confident that you're going to go ahead and take them out. As you can see in that first fight that I had, it got a little risky. I killed the first guy. He probably communicated to his teammate that I was in a tree. I started getting shots at my legs through the hole in the little cell, so he knew where I was at. But I held a position, I rotated, caught him off guard trying to get too antsy, and I just killed him. As simple as that. So patience is always key. I really hope I didn't make this look too easy or so in the raid, and that you guys are able to watch this and understand that, you know, this game is about patience. This game is not meant to be easy. It is not meant to be easy, okay? That's what you need to understand. It's okay if you're in a raid and your hands are sweating and your anxiety is going through the roof, because it happens to everyone, even the best players, I promise you. But it's all about having that patience factor and just being calm, all right? I hope this video helps somebody in some type of way. I love this game, and I want to see the community improve, okay? I don't want to see any more naked runners running out in the middle, just getting one tap, rushing purple card, rushing GPU. You see that I waited until the end of the raid, last 3 minutes of the raid, and I still got a GPU. Do not rush those static spawns.